Good evening, everybody, and welcome back this year to Banovac Fantasy Football 2015, the League of the Straight Eight. I don't know about you, Rock, but I'm freaking excited about this year.
So am I. I have never been more excited about a year than I am this year.
And you know why? Because I am tired of Brooke Hernandez being in the Super Bowl.
2 years in a row. She won the Super Bowl 2 years ago, and last year she was barely defeated by the Huskies.
It's one of those where we have our predictions year after year after year. We always say, Rock, what place is everyone going to come in? We always say first and second. Last year we were a little humble about it, but both of us go 6 and 7 last year. What about the rest of the league? What happened?
Well, starting at the bottom, which was the biggest disappointment, and one of my picks was Coach Storm, as he went 2-10-1, and he was more like a soft breeze.
Yeah, there was no storm going on there.
No storm. And then you bring up Costa Rica Beach Living, and he was 5-8. He had a decent year the year before. I guess moving from Costa Rica and going to Mexico must have affected him.
Yeah, but you think two guys that we thought would do real well because they were next to a computer all day long. I mean, what did you guys do with your time? Did you ever adjust your teams? Did you ever look at them? Did you ever figure out what the hell was going on? Because obviously the guys that actually work all day long outside of the computers actually do well every year. I mean, they just pick their players and run. I mean, you look at who won the Super Bowl last year, they didn't even make a draft pick.
They had an auto pick, so you got to take your hat off to them because they went all the way with an auto pick.
I mean, that's unreal. Thank you to ESPN that picked your team for you, Brad and Austin. You guys, congratulations again for winning the Super Bowl last year. But this year is going to be a little different. I mean, I predict Rocky and I to go 7-8. So not record, but 7th place and 8th place. So hopefully we can't go anywhere but up from there. So.
Correct, and then we're going to predict that Brooke Hernandez is going to win it all because we're hoping she doesn't, right?
Reverse psychology this year.
We're going to do the opposite.
Yeah. So let's get into some of the players this year because you look at the guy that won the Super Bowl. I mean, with an auto pick of Ben Roethlisberger, I don't see that happening again this year. And plus, the player that they were playing that had a QB was Russell Wilson that was starting to go up against them. Now you look at the Super Bowl, Russell Wilson against Ben Roethlisberger. Never, ever would have thought that. So this year we look at it. We have no idea who is picking in which order this year yet. Usually we kind of know before we do this, but it's going to be a kind of a surprise again this year.
We're going to just draw numbers, and I had number 1 last year and took LaShawn McCoy, and boy, did he take a dump.
God, that was the biggest bust ever.
Man, what a bust he was.
So if you have number 1 pick this year, you're going a totally opposite route than LaShawn McCoy, obviously. You're going Jamal Charles, Eddie Lacy, or Le'Veon Bell. Now, what I did read about is some people are actually taking Antonio Brown in the first round as well. They have him almost being in the top rankings of fantasy points. It's weird seeing a wide receiver up at the top. Now, you look in the past years, Peyton Manning is always going, first round. Peyton Manning, you got to have him. I see him throwing a bunch of ducks and actually being picked in the 7th, 8th, 9th round this year.
Well, I agree with you, except we have a real good Denver Bronco fan with us, the Brewdog, and I think he'll probably take him as high as he possibly can.
Well, Brewdog, I hope you take him 2nd, 3rd round because I just want him off the board.
He'll probably take him first.
Now, the second question is, when do you draft tight ends? You got Gronkowski. If you don't get him in the 2nd or 3rd round, you might as well just wait 6th, 7th, 8th round to get your next tight end because the gap is so big. Now, Jimmy Graham going to Seattle. How big of a difference is that going to make? I see his fantasy value actually drop by going to Seattle.
Russell Wilson doesn't throw a lot of passes, as we all know.
Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting year again this year, folks. And so what we want to do is kind of get into the draft order and see who is going to have the first overall pick in the Banovac Fantasy Football 2015 League of the Straight Eight. Rocky, I want you to do the honors this year.
I'll do the honors. Here we go. And the number 1 pick for 2015 fantasy football is
Brooke Hernandez. Go for it.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So we got her number 1. We open to number 2.
Yeah, but wait a minute before you do that. Brooke Hernandez with the first overall pick. I just kind of want you to take a guess on who she's going to pick real fast.
I would think that she's going to take, even though I see him 8th right there, she's probably going to grab Forte or something like that. She might even go with Marshawn Lynch because she's emotionally involved with those 2 players, and I see her taking them. One of those 2 players. I'm right, huh, bro?
Well, hats off to you if you do, Rock. I mean, that's a good guess. Let's go number 2.
Okay, number 2 for 2015 is Brad and Austin, the Super Bowl champions. It's interesting. You got the 2 people in the Super Bowl going 1 and 2. Wow, that's pretty interesting.
So maybe the next few years, that's just how we do it. If you win, you just get first pick.
Maybe so.
And if you're last, you get last pick.
I like it.
So, I mean, if that were the case, I mean, this year, you would have second to last pick.
That's right, and I would like that pick.
Who's number 3, Rock?
Number 3, we have Dustin, the pie crust. And Dustin had a great season last year. He was 8-5. He was solid, but he just choked in the playoffs. He could not pull the trigger. He became pie crust.
Yeah.
But hopefully Dustin will do well. He's got twins coming, so I don't know. Dustin might fall way down in that totem pole there because he's going to be busy changing diapers, not just 1, but 2s.
And you know what? He may just take over Brad and Austin's spot and just do an auto draft. He's not going to have enough time.
Yeah, he might. So, Dustin, we wish you the best, buddy.
With
Number
4.
Number 3 pick.
Number 4.
And number 4 is Ryan.
Oh.
The Rhino, who was 6-7 last year, didn't quite make the playoffs.
It's one of those, though. I think I had 4th pick last year, and it'll be a little better this year because I like the way these players are set up, and it's going to be a good year.
I think so.
So
are you going to take, on your 4th pick now, are you going to take a quarterback?
I'm actually thinking about taking Andrew Luck first. I mean, you got to get lucky sometime.
Well, he is rated number 1 now. You want to pick the 5th pick, right?
Let's do number 5.
Let's go for it.
Do you want this to be you?
No.
No?
No.
Number 5 pick is going to be Scott Gillis.
The Brewdog. Well, now the Brewdog was 6-7 last year, but he got into the playoffs at 6-7, and actually, in the realm of the playoff picture, he came in 3rd overall with a 6-7 record. So he's usually tough, and look for him to be competitive. I don't think he's always got a good team, high scoring, but just can't win the big one.
Number 6 pick this year is going to be Rocky.
Okay, well,
What do you think of that pick?
Well, I like that pick. I might take Peyton Manning. But wait a minute. The Brewdog's picking ahead of me. So he's probably going to take Peyton Manning.
Yeah, well, it's got right here that if you go directly by these rankings, you're taking Antonio Brown.
I don't like that pick.
Well, that's probably why you come in last place.
That could be a strong reason.
Number 7 pick goes to Rich Hillier.
Oh, Rich, the Coach Storm. Rich, we hope you have a better season. It's not going to take a heck of a lot to do better than you did last year. 2-10-1. You should have an easy time beating that. It's all uphill for you, buddy.
And the last pick.
And my favorite pick.
The draft. Who we got left here?
I think we got this young man right here.
Costa Rica living Craig Hernandez. Look at the bookends. We have Brooke first and Craig last.
And what that means, Craig, is you not only get number 8, but you get number 9. So that's a really good pick. So you have an excellent opportunity to position yourself for the season. So don't blow it. Don't choke, man.
Yeah, you can either get 2 top running backs or a top running back and a top receiver. Which way are you going to go, Craig? So, again, guys, we're excited this year for fantasy football. I know you guys have been waiting for this video, dying, sitting at home, just waiting for us to release the next episode. Here we are. Fantasy football is ahead of us. Football season is here. You know who my team is. It's sitting right here in front of us. Rocky is disgusted with having this helmet sit right here. But you know what this year? We're in my studio.
That's right. We're in Ryan's studio. This is the first time we've been in your studio.
It is.
This is a nice studio.
It is.
We'll probably be back here next year.
We will.
I'll make sure I bring my 49er helmet.
And we have some great help with us today, but they're doing their girly stuff. Thank God we got rid of them to make the video. But again, we look forward to a fantastic season. The rules will be posted. The actual draft order will be in the email again if you didn't catch it in the order. We look forward to it, guys. Let's have a great year.
And one last thing is we're probably going to do the draft on Monday, right the day before Labor Day.
Well, Labor Day is Monday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So we're going to do it on Monday, Labor Day. Hopefully, most of you guys will be home, taking it easy. Although I think Hillier is going to be in Mons Park. So, Rich, do some pre-ranking, man. Look what the Huskies did last year. They won the Super Bowl.
Again, guys, we appreciate it.
Cheers
Cheers to a victorious season.